So I'll try and make sure.
Eugene, you need to turn your audio off.
Okay, I think everybody's here. Good morning, everybody. Can you hear me?
Yes.
I can, Your Honor.
Okay, great. Thank you. Doug, are we okay to go on the record?
SMECO is ready.
Okay.
OPC is ready as well.
Thank you. And
FEA
Yes.
is ready.
Doug, are you here? You're muted. Mr. Court Reporter? As soon as we know that we're on the record, we can start. But Doug, are you there? I see you logged in, but yeah. Okay, just so I know. Thank you. Appreciate that. It seems like he's having a sound problem.
Your Honor,
Yes.
this is Doug. I can hear you now. I had a sound issue. I just could not get any sound. I'm fine now. I'm sorry for any delay.
No, that's okay. Great. So are we okay to start?
Give me 2 seconds to turn everything on now.
Okay.
Check, check, check. Test.
I can hear you.
I know, but I'm testing my recording equipment. Sorry about that. I'll let you know in 1 second.
Okay.
Check, check. Okay, Your Honor, we're ready to roll. I'm sorry
Great,
about
thank
that.
you. That's
I'm
okay.
very sorry.
Thank you. Good morning, everybody. Today is March 20th, 2023. It's approximately 10:05 a.m. We're here for a settlement hearing in case number 9688, which is captioned application of Southern Maryland Electric Cooperative, Inc. for authority to revise its rates and charges. My name is Christine Burke. I'm the public utility law judge with the Maryland Public Service Commission assigned to hear today's case. If we could please start with the appearances of counsel.
Good morning, Your Honor. I'm Mark McDougall, representing Southern Maryland Electric Cooperative. With me today is Damon Krieger, Krieger, also with Southern Maryland Electric Cooperative, and Ted Duver, attorney for Bracewell LLP.
Thank you. Good morning. For
Morning.
OPC,
Good morning, Your Honor. Jacob Auslander on behalf of the Maryland Office of People's Counsel. I have with me today Dante Mugrace, who's submitted settlement testimony in this case. We also have another consultant on the line, Carl Pavlovic.
Good morning. Thank you. And for the Department of the Navy,
Good morning, Your Honor. Angelina Lee from the Department of the Navy on behalf of all federal executive agencies. I have with me Mr. Robert Stevens, who filed a testimony in support of the settlement today.
great, thank you. Good morning. And for Commission staff,
Good morning, Your Honor. James Greger on behalf of staff. I would also like to enter the appearance of Kenneth Albert and Peter Wolfson. And as far as our technical analysts, we have Anson Justy on the line, as well as Tanika Alexander. Thank you.
thank you. So as I understand it, the parties have reached a settlement agreement in this case. There was a joint motion for approval of a settlement filed last week. So what I propose to do is start with entering exhibits. I do have some questions for witness Cox, if she's available today.
Yes,
but I can wait to ask those at the end after we enter all of the evidence and testimony in the case. So Mr.
thank you.
McDougall, would you like to start?
I would, Your Honor. Thank you. Ms. Cox is here today, and she's prepared to answer any questions that you might have. If my recollection serves me correctly, at the pre-hearing conference, SMECO already had exhibit number 1, which was the certificates of publication for the pre-hearing conference. So I would like to mark for identification as SMECO Exhibit 2, the certificates of publication that SMECO filed on February 27th, 2023, mail log number 301523. And this was for the evening public comment hearing held on February 28th.
Okay, that'll be marked as SMECO Exhibit 2.
SMECO Exhibit 3, I'd like the prepared direct testimony of Sonia M. Cox, filed December 1st, 2022.
Okay, that'll be marked as SMECO Exhibit 3.
Ms. Cox has 3 changes to her testimony.
Okay,
The first one is on page 4, line 4, and she would like to change 8% to 9.6%.
okay,
The second change is on page 6 of her direct testimony, line 7. And she would like to change 41.1 million to 41.39 million.
Okay.
And the last change is on page 14, line 9, changing 41.1 million to 41.39 million.
okay,
Okay, thank you.
thank you.
SMECO Exhibit 4, I would like to have prepared direct testimony and exhibits of Beth Kennedy, filed December 1st, 2022.
Okay, that will be marked as SMECO's Exhibit 4.
SMECO Exhibit 5, the prepared direct testimony and exhibits of William A. Collett, filed December 1st, 2022.
It'll be marked as SMECO's Exhibit 5.
On December 22nd of 2022, in mail log number 300612, SMECO filed a replacement page to Mr. Collett's direct testimony, page 13. I would like to mark that replacement page as SMECO Exhibit 5R.
Okay, that will be marked as Exhibit 5R.
SMECO Exhibit 6, the prepared direct testimony and exhibits of Roger E. Schneider, filed December 1st, 2022.
It'll be marked as SMECO's Exhibit 6.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Schneider has one change to his prepared direct testimony. That is on page 6, line 7. And he would like to change $41.1 million to $41.39 million.
Okay, it's noted.
Thank you. SMECO Exhibit 7, the prepared direct testimony and exhibits of Eugene W. Bradford, filed December 1st, 2022.
Okay, that'll be marked as SMECO Exhibit 7.
Okay, SMECO Exhibit 8, the prepared direct testimony and exhibits of Liesl A. Rory, filed December 1st, 2022.
Okay, that'll be marked as SMECO's Exhibit 8.
SMECO Exhibit 9, the prepared direct testimony and exhibits of Timothy P. Hennessy, filed December 1st, 2022.
Okay, Mr. Hennessy's testimony will be marked as Exhibit 9.
SMECO Exhibit 10, the prepared direct testimony and exhibits of Cynthia A. Menhorn, filed December 1st, 2022.
Ms. Menhorn's testimony will be marked as SMECO Exhibit 10.
Thank you. On January 12th, 2023, in mail log number 300848, SMECO filed or made an errata filing revising the direct testimonies of its witness Bradford, witness Menhorn, and witness Rory. I would like the errata filing marked as SMECO Exhibit 11.
And the errata filing will be marked as SMECO Exhibit 11.
SMECO Exhibit 12, the prepared rebuttal testimony of Sonia M. Cox, filed February 24, 2023, mail log number 301506.
Okay, that'll be marked as SMECO Exhibit 12.
SMECO Exhibit 13, the prepared rebuttal testimony of Beth A. Kennedy, filed February 24, 2023, mail log number 301506.
Okay, that will be marked as SMECO's Exhibit 13.
Ms. Kennedy has 3 changes to her rebuttal testimony that I'd like to give you. On page 11, line 10, change the word "an" to "a."
Okay,
On page 19, line 13, Ms. Kennedy would like to add an L to the word environmental.
okay,
And on that same page 19, line 14, change the word "provide," which has an extraneous I in it, to the word "provide" with only one I.
okay.
Thank you. I'd like to move on now to SMECO Exhibit 14. This is the prepared rebuttal testimony of William A. Collett, filed February 24, 2023, mail log number 301506.
Okay, that'll be marked as SMECO Exhibit 14.
Thank you. And SMECO Exhibit 15, the prepared rebuttal testimony of Eugene W. Bradford, filed February 24, 2023, mail log number 301506.
And that was Mr. Bradford's testimony.
His rebuttal testimony, yes, Your Honor.
Okay, that will be marked as SMECO Exhibit 15.
All right. And SMECO 16, the prepared rebuttal testimony of Cynthia A. Menhorn, filed February 24, 2023. Again, the mail log number is 301506.
That will be marked as SMECO's Exhibit 16.
Thank you, Your Honor. Oh, Your Honor, Your Honor, I would like to turn just for a moment to SMECO Exhibit 7, which is Mr. Bradford's direct testimony. I have a couple of changes there that I'd like to make.
Okay.
On page 4, line 6, change 58 to 57 and change 7 to 6.
Okay.
On page 5, line 13, change 11,423 to 11,479. And also in that same line, change 214.6 to 215.4.
Okay, those changes are noted.
Thank you. I've got 4 more changes to Mr. Bradford's testimony.
Okay, and this is still direct Exhibit 7, correct?
That is correct.
Okay.
On page 5, line 17, change 1,426 to 1,409.
Okay.
Again, on page 5, line 18, change 144.6 to 144.9.
Okay.
And then on page 5, line 21, change 1,323 to 1,302. And also change 679 to 677.9.
Okay.
The last change to Mr. Bradford's prepared direct testimony is on page 6. Line 1, change 1,237 to 1,218.
Okay.
All right, thank you. On Thursday, March 16, 2023, mail log number 301851, SMECO filed the direct testimony in support of stipulation and settlement of Sonia M. Cox. I'd like that marked as SMECO Exhibit 17.
Okay, so marked.
The following day, March 17, 2023, in mail log number 301868, SMECO filed 2 documents. The first one is a redlined version of SMECO's retail electric service tariff reflecting the changes agreed to as part of the settlement. And I'd like that marked as SMECO Exhibit 17A.
Okay, those will be marked as 17A.
Okay, and the second document filed that day was the update to Exhibit EWB-2 to SMECO witness Eugene Bradford's testimony reflecting the updated bill stabilization adjustment factors required to implement the settlement terms. That also was mail log number 301868, and I'd like that marked as SMECO Exhibit 17B.
Okay, the updated exhibits will be marked as Exhibit 17B.
Thank you, Your Honor. I'd like those moved into evidence at this time, if it please the parties and yourself.
I'm assuming there are no objections, given we're in a settlement posture, to the exhibits being marked and entered.
No, no objections from OPC.
Okay. Staff,
No objections from staff, Your Honor.
Ms. Lee?
No
Mhm.
objections, Your Honor.
Okay. SMECO's exhibits 1 through exhibit 17B will be entered into the record.
Thank you, Your Honor. As I had mentioned, Ms. Cox is available for questioning from the bench. And so I'd like you to, I'll turn it over to you.
Okay, thank you. I'm going to wait just until we get all of the exhibits marked and entered, and then I'd like to ask her a few questions.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Auslander?
Thank you, Your Honor. Yes, we would like to mark the settlements and exhibits that we've filed in this case, and we can start with the direct testimony of Mr. Dante Mugrace, filed on February 10th, 2023. I'd like the public version of his testimony to be entered as OPC exhibit number 1, consisting of 62 pages of testimony, 1 appendix, and 54 exhibits.
Okay.
We also filed a confidential version of Mr. Mugrace's direct testimony. I would like that marked as OPC exhibit 1C.
Okay, so marked.
Okay, and then I would like to mark as OPC exhibit number 2 the direct testimony of Karl Pavlovic, the public version, consisting of 23 pages of testimony and 5 exhibits. And then I would like to mark the confidential version of Mr. Pavlovic's direct testimony as OPC exhibit number 2C.
Okay, so marked.
And then I would like to mark the direct testimony of Dr. Marlon Griffin as OPC exhibit number 3. And that's 18 pages of testimony with 5 exhibits.
Okay, that will be marked as OPC 3.
Okay, and then on February 24th, 2023, we filed the rebuttal testimony of Karl Pavlovic, consisting of 11 pages of testimony. I'd like that marked as OPC exhibit number 4.
Okay. That'll be marked as exhibit 4.
Thank you. And then on March 9th, 2023, we filed the rebuttal testimony of Dante Mugrace. I'd like that that consisted of 27 pages of testimony with 14 exhibits. I would like that marked as OPC exhibit number 5. Thank you. On the same day, we filed the rebuttal testimony of Karl Pavlovic, consisting of 12 pages of testimony with 1 exhibit. I would like that marked as OPC exhibit number 6.
Okay, so marked.
And then on the same day, March 9th, 2023, we filed the rebuttal testimony of Marlon Griffin, consisting of 15 pages of testimony. I'd like that marked as OPC exhibit number 7.
Okay, so marked.
And then finally, on March 16th, 2023, we filed the settlement testimony of Dante Mugrace, consisting of 5 pages of testimony, and I would like that marked as OPC exhibit number 8.
So marked.
And barring any objections from the parties, I would move to have that entered into the record of this case.
Okay, is there any objection from the parties as to the admission of OPC's exhibit 1 through 8, including confidential exhibits?
No objection from SMECO.
No objections from the Navy.
No objections from staff.
Okay, thank you. OPC's exhibits 1 through 8, including the confidential exhibits for 1C, exhibit 2C, those will be marked and entered into the record. Thank you. Is that it from OPC?
It is. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Ms. Lee.
Yes, ma'am. The Department of the Navy, on behalf of federal executive agencies, requests that Commission mark for identification the following documents. FEA Exhibit 1, direct testimony and exhibits of Robert R. Stevens, filed on February 10th, 2023, consisting of 10 pages, Appendix A and 1 exhibit. FEA,
Go ahead.
yes, FEA Exhibit number 2, rebuttal testimony of Maurice Brubaker, filed on February 24th, 2023, consisting of 8 pages in Appendix A, together with an errata filed on March 7th, 2023. And FEA Exhibit Number 3, rebuttal testimony of Maurice Brubaker, filed on March 9th, 2023, consisting of 3 pages of testimony. And
Okay, Bill. Go ahead.
FEA Exhibit Number 4, testimony in support of settlement of Robert R. Stevens, filed on March 16th, 2023, consisting of 2 pages of testimony. I ask that FEA Exhibits Number 1 through 4 be marked and be admitted into the record.
Okay, they are marked. Is there any objection to the admission of FEA's Exhibits 1 through 4 from the parties?
No objection from SMECO, Your Honor.
No objection from OPC.
No objection from staff, Your Honor.
Okay, those will be marked and entered into the record as FEA's Exhibits 1 through 4.
Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Greiger.
Thank you, Your Honor. Staff would like to mark for identification Staff Exhibit 1, filed on February 10th, the direct testimony of Drew McCullough. Staff Exhibit 2, filed on March 9th, the surrebuttal testimony of Drew McCullough. Staff Exhibit 3, filed on February 10th, the direct testimony of Letitia Bunch. And there were 2 corrections to that testimony, Your Honor.
Okay, just one
On the
minute.
title page, it says Letitia Bunch and Mikhail Spiegelman. And Mikhail Spiegelman should be removed. And on page 1, line 2, the words "and Mikhail Spiegelman" should also be removed. There were no further corrections to that testimony.
Okay.
Staff Exhibit 4, filed on February 10th, the direct testimony of Tanika Alexander. There was also a confidential version of that testimony. Staff would like that marked as Staff Exhibit 4C.
Okay.
Staff Exhibit 5, filed on March 9th, the surrebuttal testimony of Tanika Alexander. Filed on February 10th. This is a Staff Exhibit 6, the direct testimony of Anson Justy. Staff Exhibit 7, the surrebuttal testimony of Anson Justy. Staff Exhibit 8, the direct testimony of Eric Delgado.
Okay.
Staff Exhibit 9, the surrebuttal testimony of Eric Delgado. And Staff Exhibit 10, the joint testimony in support of settlement of Anson Justy and Tanika Alexander.
Okay, is there any objection from the parties to the admission of Staff's Exhibits 1 through 10? Sorry.
No objection from SMECO, Your Honor.
No objection from OPC either, Your Honor.
Thank
No
you.
objections, Your Honor.
And
Okay.
Your Honor, I might have missed it, but I didn't see the settlement agreement and joint motion filed as an exhibit. If the other parties don't object, I can go ahead and request that be marked as joint exhibit number 1 and have that entered into the record as well.
And I'm assuming there's no objection since it's a joint exhibit. So
Not a one.
will
No
be marked and
objections.
entered as joint exhibit 1.
Your Honor.
Thank you. Okay. Okay, I do have a couple questions for Ms. Cox. Ms. Cox, if you could just raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm under the penalties of perjury that the testimony you're about to give is the truth?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Just a couple quick questions about the bill stabilization deferred revenue. Is there any estimate about how long it may take to recover those
Yes,
deferred revenues?
Yes, Your Honor, we have made that estimate. I'm sorry, I'm hearing an echo here. We have made that estimate to be about 4 years.
Thank you. And the customers that will be impacted by the reclassification of the commercial classes, how will they be notified of that change?
Turn your volume up.
Your Honor, I'm sorry. We are trying to get our audio synchronized here so we don't get an echo.
You should be able to- Okay,
That's better.
yes, I'm sorry, I didn't hear that last question because my volume was not up.
Okay, the customers that will be affected by the reclassification in the commercial classes, how will they be notified of the reclassification?
Yeah, I answered the BSA question. The notification of the change will go out on as a bill, I believe as a bill insert.
And the BSA, was that before it was suspended, was it a separate line item or was it included in the energy charge?
Yeah, it's always a separate line item, Your Honor.
Okay, and will it be going forward?
It will be.
Okay. The recalculate or the redefinition of the power factor,
Yes.
that was discussed in staff's settlement testimony and was, I believe, stipulated and agreed to the new calculation, but it's not included in the joint motion. Is there a reason that it wasn't included?
Probably just I think it's just an oversight.
Okay. Would the parties object to a modification of the agreement to include that as a term to the settlement agreement?
SMECO does not object to that.
Just for clarification's sake. Mr. Auslander, I can't hear you. I think you're muted.
I apologize, Your Honor. OPC does not object to that.
Okay.
There's no objection from staff either.
No
Your Honor.
objections, Your Honor.
Okay. I would ask that we circulate another joint motion that includes that as an additional paragraph and to be filed at a later date as with that inclusion as a change. It's not a change. I believe it was intended probably to be in the agreement, but was not included. Okay. I don't have any other questions for Ms. Cox. Do any of the other parties have any questions?
OPC does not, Your Honor.
No questions, Your Honor.
No questions, Your Honor.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Cox.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Those were covered the questions that I had. As far as appeal period and proposed order dates, does anybody want to be heard?
Your Honor, from SMECO's standpoint, if you're asking when we'd like an order from Your
I
Honor.
know.
Well,
As soon as
whatever's convenient
possible,
for
I
you, Your Honor.
Is there an agreement to a shortened appeal period or parties waiving the appeal period?
Well, SMECO waives the appeal period.
Okay. Anybody else?
OPC does not plan to appeal this case, so I guess we waive it as well.
Okay. Staff?
As this is a settlement, I don't think we would mind waiving the appeal period, Your Honor.
Same here, Your Honor. As if the commission approves the settlement, we will not appeal.
Are there any other issues or anything outstanding that we haven't covered?
No, Your Honor, I think we've covered everything. And SMECO wants to thank you and the rest of the parties for being able to make this happen, for the rates to go into effect May 1st and for the approval of the settlement. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I appreciate everybody getting together with this as well. Okay, if there's nothing else, then we can conclude today's hearings. I appreciate it. Thank you. Take care.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Record done.
Your Honor, thank you.